and it drapes over the top and it comes down your arm to the muscle. So that's that whole track you're talking about that it hurts, coming all the way down like that. It gets very inflamed and it's in its own sheath, so that inflammatory fluid can go down that whole path when it's bothered.
What is this tube, the pink thing?
This?
Yes, what does that represent?
That's the biceps tendon.
Oh, that's the tendon?
This is the tendon, this rope right here. It goes all the way and attaches on top. This is where I pushed. I pushed on that tendon right here that hurt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That was right there. And the treatment for biceps tendonitis is physical therapy and taking an anti-inflammatory.
Okay.
So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna send a prescription for physical therapy. Mm-hmm. I don't think you have that much of a frozen shoulder, because you can actually passively and actively, you have good motion, you just have points of pain that you can push past.
Yeah.
The first thing that you usually lose with a frozen shoulder is external rotation, which you haven't lost. You have full external rotation. You can wash your hair. You can do this.
Interesting.
So I actually think this is more of a tendonitis and subacromial impingement, which is what you had heard before.
Now, subacromial.
This is the subacromial space right here.
But is it on the rotator cuff?
It's inflammation of the rotator cuff tendon impinging on the bone here as you move.
I'll never remember this. This is why I'm glad I filmed it.
Impinging on the bone here. So subacromial impingement and tendonitis of the rotator cuff and of the biceps tendon.
Do they usually all go together?
Yeah.
Do they happen all together?
Those three happen together very often. So this is the front. We're looking at the front of the shoulder here. Mm-hmm. So all this pink, this is all rotator cuff. This model represents a rotator cuff with a tear. So you don't have this. You don't have a tear because you could resist me in all of those different planes. Here, down there. So if you do have a tear, it's very small and it's not something I would go investigate right now. Mm-hmm. I would do therapy for 3 months. It does take about 6 to 12 weeks of therapy for this stuff to get better. Take an anti-inflammatory. I do like naproxen like you're doing. So I'm gonna get
more than ibuprofen.
It's dealer's choice. Just pick one or the other. I like naproxen a little better just because it lasts a little longer, but some people, one works better than the other. So just experiment with them. Just don't take them together.
Oh, don't take them together. Okay.
No.
What about with the gabapentin?
That's okay. Just make sure there's food in your stomach. Make sure you're staying hydrated. The thing you can add is Tylenol if you want. That's safe to take with either of those drugs.
Okay.
So you can add that.
But how much? I mean, the acetaminophen though.
So just follow the directions in the back of the bottle. You can't take more than 4,000 milligrams in a 24-hour period. You can't take more than 1,000 milligrams at a time. It says that all in the back of the over-the-counter bottle.
Okay.
All right. So I'm gonna get therapy authorized. You take your anti-inflammatories as needed. Make sure there's food in your stomach beforehand and you're staying hydrated. And then I'm gonna see you back in 3 months. If you're not better in 3 months, then we're gonna get an MRI.
Is there any way to have a doctor's note to take some time off? Or like a note from you?
Usually not for this. I usually, for time off, it's if I've operated on a rotator cuff or biceps, but not if it's just therapy initially as a treatment.
I mean, because I'm not going to be able to do the repetitive movements when I come back. When I go back, it's just going to make me feel worse.
Yeah, so I can write a note modifying activity at work, like no heavy lifting. Usually I say more than 20 pounds or something like this.
I don't know if I can lift 20 pounds.
Right. I wouldn't. Oh, that's what I'm saying. No more than 20 pounds. It'd be lighter than that. But do the therapy. See what you need. Give us a call, and I can send that note for you if you need it.
But the thing is that every time I go there, they just like make me worse because of the duties. So,
right. So if you want, I can give you that note now if you want for modified activity. I just can't take you off work for it.
Can I call you for the note later?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right, it's a pleasure meeting you.
Oh, it's nice meeting you too.
So I'll see you in 3 months, okay? You can make the appointment now or you can call later to make it.
The physical therapy, where is that held?